Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is All-Rounder episode number 25. It's now the 1st of September. So with that level up, we're now just 9 points away from our next level. Or with the turn of the month experience, that is. And we're at the Ronde van Midden Nederland. So we're at a Cobbled Classic. Though, as far as classics go, this is a pretty easy one. There's a handful of cobbled sections in the middle of the stage, and then it's really flat towards the end. The one thing to watch out for, of course, in the Netherlands, the lowlands here, is the winds. And a lot of out and back, and the finish is back through here. So it looks like we're going to be rolling back this way, which is kind of a tailwind towards the end. That's going to really help us out. So I'm in a breakaway of 11 riders. There are 3 riders looking to join us now, 5 riders looking to join us. So it looks like about 16. That leaves back down to 2. So 14 versus 112 in the peloton.
Separating them. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Team objective. First part of the objective was to get in the break. I have done so. I'm leading it out right now. Second part is to finish in the top 50. We want 65 of the final 130K, so we're not counting that up yet. Only teammate in the break. And they want me to finish relatively well. My cobble rating, my flat rating especially. Today I have a +2 race day condition, which was exactly net neutral on that one. I was supposed to have a +2, as I'm still on my fitness peak. It's been 2 weeks since we had our surprise 5th place finish at the Tour of Utah, where I earned a ton of points for that. And along with whatever performance I get today, I should be able to get that next level up. So we're in our first cobbled section, and the overlay was underneath the group cooperation, so I didn't see just how intense this was. But all 14 together now, we've got a 3.5 minute gap over the field, and we're coming up now under 150K, so let's go ahead and cruise on for a while. The bulk of the cobbled sections are about 15 to 20 kilometers away from us. Gap holding at 3 minutes. And we're now 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers from our next section. Slow down a little bit through here.
The cobbled sections mean that the riders use tubes that are more hard-wearing than those.
It's not lined up properly. Now we begin. 1.6K at 3 stars. Already through it. 120K to go. Good chance to grab some water, but I don't want to be too far back on this. It's a pretty long section here. Oh, it's a double section. Alright, good to go. Go ahead and grab that water. 114K to go in the stage, and that, honestly, that's already nearly half of the cobbles now behind us, and we're starting to accumulate the team objective now, which could be where my 9 points are. We're starting to speed up. Peloton had split, but it comes back together, minus 2 riders. Those 2 riders look like they're probably toast. Gap now 215, but I'm at 50% of my breakaway objective. 3-star section, but it's short. A few more sections to go. And before long, we will be done with the cobbles. 2 stars. 75%. And at 2:15 for the gap, I should easily make my complete goal, plus the exceptional level. And that alone could probably be enough for the points I need to level up. But we still need to finish well. Okay, we've lost about 10 seconds of that gap. Now under 2 minutes, and the peloton is shrinking. 83 riders. There's 100%. And what do we need? It's, let's see, 32, 16. So we need 17 kilometers on the roundup over. So we need 82, and we're almost there. 76. Minute and a half gap. We'll definitely hang on. Pace is starting to pick up here in the group. Crunch time, which means fatigue is going to start setting in here. The peloton doesn't have a whole lot of riders either. Wow, they've got a lot more than we do. But a lot of us aren't working. Which means maybe I should do the same. Go and grab some water. Oh, I just split the group by getting water. I split the group by getting water. Are you kidding me? I was third wheel, and the front two guys suddenly had a bike length in between. Back in the peloton. Back in the peloton. Not back in the peloton. I've stayed away. I want to be back in the peloton. There we go. Okay, no teammate support. And the final objective, we got that, by the way. We want a top 50 finish.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back.
15 kilometers to go.
Growing number of riders left behind.
21 in the group we just split off. Back together. 10k to go. I don't have much energy left, but I look fairly assured for a top 15 or 20 anyway.
Attack with the finishing line within reach.
Let them go. That's not my job to chase. 4k to go. Here we go. Slow it down for the finish. 4k to go. Alright, I need to start easing forward. 3k to go. 2.5k to go. 2k to go. Okay, 99 from here. Final kilometer. Who the heck is still away? Vandenberg. Ian Stannard.
He found the resources to get this win.
I might hang on to a top 10 here. Robert Stannard, not Ian. Road takes third. Wouters fourth. I get 6th place. That's definitely going to equal a level up. Good result. Almost to top 5. After being in that breakaway all day, that's a great result.
Fun, but the poor souls bringing up the rear continue to cross the line. It's a bit of a knock for the morale.
Owen grabbed a top 10 as well. Nobody else was in the top 25 for the team. Now, it's September. I still have not had any offers for next season. So I would imagine between now and our next race, hopefully we will have our first offer coming in. So 6th place. This has got to be worth some valuable points. Exceptional. That, yeah, 61 points. Oh, I love it. 61 points. So we're already 50 points into our next level. Skill point and access to World Tour races, which is meaningless to me right now because we are far, far away from that. We're just becoming good enough to be a continental racer. But skill point. Let's put that to use. Last one for technique. Got super leader coming up next, and then we'll start working on our other categories after that. Good thing is we'll get attributes on our next level, which we're already 50 points towards. So that makes me happy. So I finally have an offer in. It's only been a few days. The first thing I need to do is take a look at our current team. Rally UHC, Milton Taylor, Colin Joyce, Logan Owen, all returning, Robin Carpenter. They all have contracts into next season. Couple new riders coming in who I know absolutely nothing about, but they're very young riders, but pretty solid salaries coming in. So you would imagine at that they're going to be pretty dang decent. We have a new sprinter, and then a luxury teammate at 10.5. I mean, what is this guy? He's got to have a couple ratings that are pretty stinking high for that. But overall, it's still a pretty low-level team, which for me really is not much of a thing. But the team that I have an offer from, it's not the team that I'm on. They have not offered me anything at this point. And actually, I think it's Continental Pro. It is a Continental Pro team. So, we have a Continental Pro team who this last season was a 2.5-star team. They are already now a 3-star team. New riders are Luke Rowe, Timo Rusin, Jarno Mobach, who we just raced against actually in that last race, and Edward Plankart. They're only losing one rider at this point. So the squad, which I don't know technically anything about any of these riders. Arnsman, pretty good. Cretter's actually a decent Barador. He is up there. I am familiar with him. Plankart, of course, is pretty good. And then, of course, Luke Rowe is quite good. Coming from Circus Wanty Group Gobert. And you can see we got a team built around Classics, who's okay in the sprint. It's pretty poor in the time trial, but better than they were. A bit off GC-wise, and pretty decent for punchiness. So a team built for Classics. This is Beat Cycling Club, already at 3 stars. That's certainly better than Rally is. And the good thing, of course, is there's an offer, which I don't have from anyone else. Look at that. The interest is low. Everybody else has higher interest than them, but they're the ones who came in with an offer. And like I said, they're jumping to 3 stars, so almost certain to keep Continental Pro status, you would think. So they're offering $5,500 1-year contract, 84 points, which is pretty good. Let's take it. Raleigh's been a decent team, but we move on. Next up is another classic. It's the Kuspil, almost 200k. It does have a cobbled sections really late. That could really hurt my chances on this one. But overall, not too many cobbled sections, so we might be okay. And look who's the favorite. Future teammate Luke Rowe, also Mobach, among the favorites, including the overall favorite for the race. So as we approach the first sprint point, we're 5k to go. We have a breakaway of 17 where the field just finally sat up. They really didn't want us to get away, but the size of our group kind of forced their hand to where they finally gave up on it and sat up. Now there's 2 sprint points at a final, but the jersey The jersey goes to whoever not wins the stage, but whoever takes the sprint points, because there's only 1 point at the finish, and 1 point at sprint 2, and 1 point at sprint 3. There's only 3 points available. So all you need to do is win 2 of them, and the jersey's yours. So I just claimed the first point. If I can get that other sprint, I'll win that sprint jersey. Also, we have 6 Category 4 climbs, and I'm guessing it's probably the same deal. Yeah, it's 1 point for each. So, interesting that we could potentially win that KOM as well while we're at it. Now, the roll, identical to the last race. 65k out of 130 at the end and finish in the top 50. So just like that last one where we managed a solid 6th place finish and got a ton of points for the race, we can look to do the same today. 5 riders have already been dropped in this one. Wow. Let's set up a little bit. Objective now 25% met. We're back up to 16, back to 17, so it's coming back together. 107k to go in the race. Starting to pick up the pace here. 101k to go. 2.5 minute gap over the field. A few riders have been dropped. %50 of objective. Now I'll try for this first KOM and kind of see how it goes. If there's a lot of riders going for it, then I'll just go for the sprint point, which was uncontested. 5k to go. Drift to the back here. 4k to go. Whoa, really drift back. Why is that? Come on, come back forward. Oh, they're attacking it. They're attacking it 100%. Now they're sitting up. 2k to go. Are they fighting for this? Now they don't seem like they're fighting for this. Sneak through and attack. They're not fighting for it. They got all weird about it, and then they didn't.
Far from cordial. There are a couple of riders who want to go it alone.
3.5k to go till we hit it again. 2 or 3 points might be enough. I'm 11 seconds ahead, 13 seconds ahead. Maybe we can stay out for a little bit. Go claim all 3 points, and then fall back to the group. $14 ahead, and there's 2 points.
The fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
32 seconds ahead. Pulled further away.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
Okay, we're going to ease off. 43 seconds ahead of the group. 45 seconds ahead now. And I've got 3 points. I'm already guaranteed an equal share, at least, of the title. $10k to go to the sprint point. That would guarantee that jersey. 23 seconds ahead. 7k to go. Back in the group.
Riders run enormous risk of injury on
4-star section.
But as the saying goes, it's the historic races that make the rider and not the other way around. The
field just split.
Is being cut back. There's a sustained rhythm at the moment.
Rough cobbled sections.
Won't be able to keep up. There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend. The pace seems much too high.
Trying to catch up, but it looks unlikely that I'll make it to those 9. Nope, somebody else got this one. Alright, let's grab water and try to grab some recovery here. Trying to allow myself to recover. That's why I'm not working right now. A minute ahead of the peloton. 45 seconds behind the front group. Back into the peloton. Did I get... Okay, I got 88k, so we got our max evaluation. I think I need to focus now on the race finish. I don't have much energy, and the pace looks pretty hot. No team support. That's going to make a top 50 really hard here. We're still chasing those guys down, so the pace is quite high. Let's just hope it's not the same guy through all three of those. Don't die, please. Go ahead and drift back. 85 riders. I am just hanging in there. This cobbled section is going to destroy me, by the way. 57 now. We've caught him. I'm going to die on this cobbled section. 4 stars, 1.5k. I'm going to go back real fast. Coming through it, but there's another section, 3-star.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Okay, I am definitely not going to get a top 5 today. But there's only about 15-20 riders ahead of me, and I'm in a group of 9, which means I do have my top 50. 6k to go, and I'm just going to have to finish with this group. 4k to go. 3k to go. Sneak. Forward. 2k. 1.5k. Oh, these guys actually had energy, but Wouters has taken the win ahead of Luke Rowe. Calais third. And I get 25th. So I got a top 25 out of it. That'll be a good evaluation. There's a could have been better evaluation, but KOM jersey probably is mine, and we got a 3-way tie on the sprint jersey. I'll certainly have a top 3 classification on it. I would imagine they'd hand it to Enzo Wouters as he won the stage. I would think that point's a little more valuable. I was the first one to claim a point, so either I'll win the jersey or he does. I would imagine whoever crossed the line first at the middle one would be the last, or the middle selection either way, right? They'd be second in either version of that.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
3-man group at the finish. Doesn't surprise me that Wouters was able to win, being that he was in that group, as he is a sprinter. Luke Rowe is not, just the best cobble rating, which is why he was able to be in the final group but not win it. Finished 2:20 behind. And what do we get? What do we get? Very good evaluation. Exceptional evaluation. Nothing about points jerseys at all. That's weird. I don't think that competition was actually happening. I wasn't seeing any pop-ups in the top right corner of the screen, which you should have. Yeah, it was strange. They were there, but they weren't there. It's like we took a stage out of a stage race and placed it here, and those points meant nothing, which means I wasted all that energy to compete in those. That's lame. Whatever, I got 34 points. So all that's left on the season now is the Croatian race and then the Japan Cup. So 6 stages plus 1, and then we are done for the year. It happens that quick once you hit August. It's been a really good year. I've made a ton of progress, all things considered. You know, when you really break it down, I have 3 decent attributes that mean nothing. I have a 74 Barrador. Literally means nothing when the rider is under your control. A 74 downhill means nothing unless you do what we did on stage 3 at Tour of Utah, where we won on a downhill finish by breaking away and just continuing to ride hard. Rare thing that you get to do. I did it. Hooray! But not something that suits you in most races. And a 76 flat rating, which, yes, is handy in its own way, saves energy, but does nothing. It's not gonna win you a race ever. It's not gonna help you survive a climb ever. It's not gonna help you win a sprint ever. It just helps you save energy when you're on the flat. So it's not a terrible thing to have. Just like downhill, it's not a terrible thing to have, but they are less useful than all the other ratings around them, other than maybe Prologue. Prologue's pretty, it has its use, but it's not terribly handy. Recovery has its use, and especially if you're a stage racer. Otherwise, doesn't matter too much. But there's a lot more valuable attributes out there, and none of them have topped 70 yet. And it's going to be a while before we get to that point, right? Especially with the whole focus of the series. I've got a long ways to go yet. We're going to be heading into season 3 pretty soon. We've got one last episode here of our second season, and then we will be moving on to Continental Pro, which I'm excited for. That does it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.